Welcome to the PT Legends podcast, where co-host Dave Bess and myself, Scott Carpenter, share our journey and secrets of success. From our humble beginnings as personal training employees of a big box gym to struggling studio owners that have made every mistake in the book, to where we are now, the owners of a multi-seven-figure business operating multiple personal training studios internationally, and now coach and mentor to fitness professionals in 5 countries and counting. This is our story, and these are our secrets. Subscribe to our podcast, learn, take action, and build your own fitness empire. Welcome back to the PT Legends podcast. I am Scott.
Big Dave, clocking in.
Absolutely. This is episode 32, and we're going to talk about the 6 steps you need to take to get your closing percentage to 100%. And yes, we actually mean that. Before we start, you want to talk about it?
This is a huge episode, but what the hell are you wearing?
It's a tuxedo shirt because I came here to party, Dave.
Every podcast, well, probably the next 10, we're going to force Scott to wear this tuxedo.
Maybe I should.
It looks good on you. It looks good on you.
So some of us, some of you guys know us personally, and I just, we moved into our forever home. So we bought this amazing home and moved into it. And Dave did too, by the way. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
We just moved our forever homes. We're going to raise our children and be there for forever. So pretty exciting, but like the house is a mess and there's boxes everywhere, and we're going to build in, because my wife it's a massive walk-in closet and she's claiming all of it. So in the master bedroom, we're going to build in custom cabinets against one of the walls.
Okay.
There's a little indent, and that's where my stuff is going to go. So right now, my shit is on the floor. Put it that way. And I was looking around for stuff, and I saw this tuxedo shirt, and I'm like, we're busting this out. So that's that. But let's get back to it, guys. Okay, the 6 steps to put your closing percentage at 100%. And this is definitely Dave's domain. With what we did, it's just nuts, because we combined like everything you learned and developed and everything on the sales aspect, along with my everything that I had developed on the coaching and mentoring side.
Yep.
To be able to get people results, and we combined them, and that's what this whole thing is about. Like it is just this marriage of ideas that just exploded. And so this is your baby. So what's step number 1?
Oh, man. Well, let's first talk, we'll get into the details, and we're a little long-winded today. But this actually hit me. I don't know when this is going to be released. In the shower last night. I texted you last night, at 8:45. Steamy shower. It was steamy. And I was just I had a mentoring session earlier that day. And so everything that we're going to talk about today, it's been here, but it just epiphany moment in the shower. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I acted like my wall was a whiteboard, and I just fucking did a demonstration. Then I went out, and my mother-in-law lives with us. I gave her the demonstration. This is why you need a mentorship program, Polly. And she's like, oh my God. Then I texted you, and now we're doing this right here today. Step number 1. Step number 1. People are going to come into your studio. They're going to come into your box. They're going to come into the gym. And I know I've been guilty talking their ear off when they come in for the consult or their free workout.
Yep.
Even Carrie, my wife, she's looking to hire a trainer, just someone to counter reps. She went in, and so she knows everything that we've done. And this trainer, she's like, great gal. She just wanted to talk Carrie. It was all about her. It was all about her. We customize macronutrients for you. We actually use this bodybuilding split that's going to help create that booty, Carrie. It was all about, and keep in mind,
it's all about the process, probably her experience, been doing it for this long. I have these certifications. I've worked with these kind of people. Here's what I've did, blah, 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 blah. Here's my system for this.
100%.
Yeah.
So step number 1, just shut up. Just shut up. Now, we won't go into, we do a lot before they come in to the studio and sit down. So we've planted that seed early on in our sales process that hey, this is going to be a really deep conversation about you. So we won't get into those details, but let's just say that it's a no sweat intro. So no discovery call that we do. They're just coming in, they're sitting down, shut up and listen. Ask probing questions. Go into it, I like to say, with a curious mindset. where you're investigating them and their life and you're really figuring out what is their story? What are they really struggling with?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are masters at this, and the biggest thing that we do in PT Legends is teach this process. But even if you're never a member of PTL, from here on out, step number 1 is just shut up and listen. Ask questions about them and listen. Period. That's number 1. Number 2, I versus E. I versus E. Okay. There's only 2 reasons, only 2. There's 2 camps of people that come in and sit down and chat with you. Only 2.
Yep.
Your only job is to figure out, are they an I or are they an E? An I is internal. Something's happening. That weight represents something. Internal, it could be something that they look in the mirror and they feel completely lost in all aspects of their life. They might come in because they wanted to lose 40 pounds. But after listening, having the conversation, you've identified you've identified, they've said it out loud. I'm just completely lost. I'm going through this life and I'm 40 pounds away from my ideal weight, but it's not even about that. So that's an I.
Yep.
You're going to get E's. E's are going to come in. I'm looking to get strong. If you have a CrossFit box, guess what? I guarantee you have some people. No. We are not going to have a conversation. I'm in here to jam out, do some snatch presses. I want to get stronger.
Some snatch presses.
I don't even know what that is, but you're going to have that. Or you're going to have maybe the lady that needs to lose the 40 pounds, but she's not ready to have that internal discussion today.
Right.
You ask the probing questions, the connection's not there, and your monster recap is, yeah, this is about weight. I just want to lose the 40 pounds.
Yeah. And that's what the probing questions are to, like, a lot of people will come to you with just that surface level external thing.
Yep.
That's it. And then your job as you shut up and listen is to ask those probing questions to get to that internal. Some people you're not going to be able to. Their armor is just boom, it is up. And you've got a strategy for that later on, right?
We'll talk about that later on.
Exactly. Sure. But yeah. So a lot of people who they're all going to, don't make the mistake of thinking that they're all E's. Because very few people are going to come in and just pour their heart out. Okay. Most people will have a little bit of an armor up, and you can chip away at that when you ask those probing questions. And then there's techniques for those people who you just can't. They're not ready to do that yet.
And a lot of it's based off of, and this is a podcast for another day, is the Jerry Maguire connection. There's going to be people with, and just, even though they're not opening up, you just feel it. It's just this laser beam of like, oh, I'm going to keep on digging. I'm going to keep on digging. And then there's going to be people that don't give you that connection and energy, and they will go in the E category every single time too.
Yeah.
So you listened, you've had the conversation with them. You've listened. Are they an I or are they an E? Now we're going to hit the pause button. You've identified that it's an I. We call it the bleeding neck issue. So let's take the mom. Take the mom, for example, that needed to lose the 40 pounds, but you identified that she has not prioritized herself in 12 years. And because she hasn't prioritized herself, she hasn't been happy in the last decade. So that's an I. We've identified the I. There's one thing that she needs more than anything. And this is for any bleeding neck issue. They are lacking real structure in their life. So take, for example, this mom, right? When you start asking about her day, she's going to say, I'm in survival mode. I wake up. I'm lucky to get that cup of coffee. I have no idea what I'm doing for breakfast. I have no idea what I'm doing for lunch. I'm fighting with the kids. Oh, and then I'm eating some M&Ms for lunch just for the hell of it. That's what led to the 40 pounds. That's what leads to all the stress in her life. The reason that she's not making herself a priority is she does not have any type of structure at all.
That is a lot of people in this world.
99% of people. That's it. I was sad at one point in my life, very sad before this program because I lacked real structure.
Right.
I woke up every single day like, what am I going to do?
Even back when, before we did this in the business, and we were still doing good, right? And at that point, I was like functionally retired, but I was so unhappy. It's because I had it's almost like what's next and what's that purpose? But it just hit me right now. I had no fucking structure in my life.
That's it, man.
Because I would wake up at this time or at that time, and it's just, what should I focus on? What should I do? And then I can't get my head. It's just a mess.
Lost.
Yeah, completely. That just hit me right now. Because I thought it was like I just didn't have that purpose. But really,
structure. You didn't have structure. Connects to the purpose. I'm telling you, this is mind-blowing shit today.
And you know what I did to start solving that? I hired a mentor. That's when I joined. And it was for CrossFits, right? Okay, that mentorship was for CrossFit, even though I wasn't in CrossFit. But I was lacking structure. That's so funny.
That's your shower moment. I'm telling you, man, this is mind-blowing.
I had my shower moment with you, Dave. I told you I was here to party.
In your tuxedo shirt. So you've listened. I've listened to your story, Scott. We've identified your I and we've connected it to structure.
Yep.
Now let's talk about fixing it. Let's talk about you living your best life. There's only one way. It's structure isn't this, here's the pyramid, do it. Does not happen like that. Just because most people that don't have structure in their life, they've lived that life for years, decades, maybe a quarter of a century. It's in their DNA. I'm a person without structure. So I'm telling them point blank on step number 4, I'm introducing the only way we can get you to where you want to go is if we build structure into your life. Period. That is it. That's the only way. And I'm telling them point blank, I'm not going to build you out a plan and say good luck because that's doing you a disservice.
It would never work. It never works. It never works ever.
And talk about you're still good like at the human behavior, especially when this comes to human behavior.
Yeah. The structure that I have was different than it was a few months ago. And it was different a few months ago. And it was totally different from a year ago and 2 and 3 because it keeps changing and evolving based on what I need and what's working. The bottom line is you can't just create a plan, hand it to somebody, and all their problems in life go away. It just doesn't work like that.
Nope.
There's trial and error. Certain things that you guys are sitting there and agreeing on, like this is the best course of action. You get a week or 2 into it and you realize, nope, we got to pivot. That happens all the damn time. All the time.
So you're talking about the mentorship program. That's exactly it. Exactly. Like now this is where you get to pitch your program. Listen, this is what we're not going to do. Where you are at today, Nancy, is you have not prioritized yourself in 12 years. And that is the reason that we're in here having this conversation. But the how, what you need for you to get to that next level is structure. Me counting reps, giving you a meal plan, holding you accountable. That's another word. I hate the word accountable. It's not going to get you there. What we do is we mentor people. We lead, we guide people that are ready to open up and prioritize themselves, build structure into their life on a day in and day out basis to fix all the habits and all the routines that are holding them back. So we're going to build out your perfect week. We're going to pick a perfect day first. Then we're going to build your perfect week. Then you and I are going to have a conversation every single week. And we're going to talk about what you're struggling with, what you're winning at. And we're going to adjust every single week. We're going to build your life for the 165 hours you're not in the gym. That's it. And then they go, that makes sense. This makes sense. Yep. They're shaking. They will absolutely every single time when you have that confidence and certainty, when you've led people before, they do this every time. Trust me. That makes sense. That makes sense. What step are we on? Step number 5. They're shaking their head. So you say, let's hit the pause button here, Nancy. I have 2 questions for you. You have to be honest. You have to be 100% honest with me here. This is where you slow down. You look them right in the eyes. And this is my favorite part of it. Do you believe, Nancy? Do you believe that over the course of the next 63 days, that you and I working together and your mindset, building structure into your life, we can teach you how to make yourself a priority?
Oh, that's such a good question.
It's good. They say yes. Okay. And they're going to say yes. If you've done your job, the connection's there. Is Jerry Maguire, it's Rod Tidwell, they're going to shake their head. Yes, 100% I believe you. 100% I believe you, Dave. Second question for you, Nancy. Are you ready to get uncomfortable and put in the work every single day for the next 63 days? You're going to struggle. You're going to fail. That's fantastic. That's fine. That's part of the process. But are you going to clock in and put in the work? Because if you're not ready to put in that type of work, you're not ready for the program. She's going to say yes to that.
Yep.
Introduce your mentorship. You've got your yes. You've got your yes. You guys are both coming out of the seats saying, holy shit, this is going to be a life-changing experience. The cost of the mentorship program is $3,000. Let's freaking do this. I want to get excited when I say that price. Those two questions before, when I've listened to their story, I've identified there's something truly, truly there. We've identified the lack of structure. We've connected that to the mentorship. We've asked the two questions. Now I'm excited. I'm excited to say the cost of the program is $3,000. Let's do it. Very few times, if you follow this format right here, specifically if you found that bleeding neck issue, they don't even have price objections.
No. Because guys, if you identify that bleeding neck issue and you pull that out, and that they've been unhappy for the last 13 years, right? Because they haven't made themselves a priority, because they've gained 40 pounds over those times, 10 pounds even, guys. Yep. How it shows up in their mindset, in their every single day, in their energy, everything. Like when you really dial in that bleeding neck issue and how bad it is and what's it going to cost them if they don't take action, is that program worth $3,000? Hell yeah, it is. Yep. Way more than that.
$25,000. I mean,
they will not have price objections.
Nope.
When you hit that, they just won't.
So, okay, now it gets fun. So now, like, I'm saying probably 70 to 80% of people, if you follow these steps right here, they're not going to have any price objections. But hypothetically, let's say there's some objections, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be about price at the end of the day. After them admitting everything that's going wrong in their life, after them admitting that this is the exact program that they need and they're willing to put in the work, we won't go into objection handling, but it's going to be a price objection. So at that point in time, at some point, you're going to say, you're 100% on, you want to do it. This is an affordability thing. They're going to say yes. Then you're going to offer a payment plan.
Yeah.
Some version of a payment plan. Now, let's just say hypothetically that it goes to like, this helps, but seriously, Dave, I mean, at this point in time, it's just, we genuinely cannot afford it, right? So once you've identified, now this is where you have to make a little shift, because they're in the seat for a reason. They have to take some type of action right there. This is why you guys are going to close at 100% moving forward, following these steps. Okay, Nancy, let's hit the pause button right now on this mentorship. We've had the conversation today, and right now you don't have the money, but you're here for a reason. We're going to take some action today. Now, we can work together. We can work together on your budget, and maybe you start our mentorship program 3 months down the road, 6 months, maybe it's 2 years down the road. You and I are eventually going to go through this journey together. But today, here's what we're going to do. So you see how I made that shift? Here's what we're going to do today. And then let's just say it's a foundations program for $599. We're going to get you going on our foundations program. It consists of A, B, C. The cost of that program is $599. It's the best starting point for you. Let's start there.
It's as simple as that. And did you notice Dave didn't ask, well, would you want to start here? Or could you be able to do this instead? No, he just said, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do instead. Yep. Boom. And the thing is, we price anchored because for most of our transformation programs, we mentioned $3,000, right? But we have options that are at up to $8,000. And depending on what type of business model you have, you're probably either going to have 2 or 3 different options, and it's going to be, your top tier is going to be $6,000 to $8,000. Your middle tier is probably going to be $3,000 to $4,000. You might have a $2,000 one too. So the bottom line is your price ranking very high, and you have an amazing, genuine conversation.
Yep.
And if they're not ready for it, they've seen that, and then you go to your other, your option B, and it looks like nothing.
100% closing rate. Like, so that is the I example, right?
Right.
And here's the beautiful thing, guys. All of a sudden, Nancy's paying $599, and maybe that's for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, but you're setting up a follow-up conversation with her too. You're setting up that call in 21 days, 28 days to see how her experience is going so far, and seeing if she's at a point in time to where she saves some money, can start the mentorship program. Yeah. So they're paying you $500 to $1,000, or let's just say it's $155 to be a lead in the mentorship program, which you want everybody in to begin with.
Right. And our legends have had some amazing success upgrading those people down the road.
Yep.
It's great. And because they're going to have an amazing experience, they're coming into your family, they're doing all these things. They know you've talked to them about the real issue that they actually called you or filled out the web form. And it's not to work out 3 times a week, because nobody friggin' wants to do that except sickos. They have a bigger problem than that. They have a bigger problem that they're trying to solve. So you have this amazing conversation. You steer them the other way. They're excited. And when you touch base 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, whatever that is, they've just had an amazing experience, and they're ready to go. They're ready to take it to the next level.
Next level, great transition. Okay, they come in, you listen to them. It's an E. It's an E. Now you're still taking them through the same process. You've identified that it's E. You're still going to talk about freaking structure because you're letting them know, hey, where you are right now, we do need to build some structure into your life. So you're still connecting the dots that is the missing link, right? You're still connecting it to, and you're telling them, I don't feel you're ready for our mentorship program right now. This is what we're most passionate about. The one thing that we are obsessed with is transformations. And we have a mentorship program that helps take people from this level to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling them like high level, exactly what the mentorship program is. And I'm telling them my value behind it. I'm telling you, this is who I am. These are the type of transformations I lead. You're not ready for it right now. So you disqualify them from the mentorship program, but you also let them know our mentorship program started at 2K. Our mentorship program started at 3K. They're backing up. They're like, what? Because they don't have a bleeding neck issue. So they're going to think you're a psychopath for saying that you have a $2,000 program. Mm-hmm. But it's that confidence and certainty that you're saying to them, my real value is $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. Knocks their socks off, but she said, you're not ready for that. Okay. Here's what you're ready for. You're ready. We have to build the foundation with your health and fitness. And it starts with 10 one-on-one private training sessions. And we're going to build you out a nutritional plan. The cost of that program is $899, $799, whatever it is. You're still telling them, you're still prescribing them exactly what they need. Or maybe it's a person that they just need some group classes. You're still locking in your price anchoring in your mentorship. You're letting them know you're not ready for it now, but I am going to what? Set up a follow-up call in 21, 30 days to see how you're doing. Let's get going with our XYZ group training, whatever they need. Prescribe whatever they need.
Absolutely. And we made that transition fast. So like the main part we talked about was the people who were the eyes. They had this internal problem that you can identify. You can pull that bleeding neck issue out of them. Mm-hmm. And then exactly when we go to the E, the ones who just get the external surface level, I just want to work out, I don't want to do anything else, or whatever it is, or the ones who aren't ready. Those are the ones where you'll still high level overview that mentorship program.
Yep.
So you price anchor high. Yeah, they start at $3,000. Right? Or they're anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000. You're not ready for that. And then you go to your normal offers and they just look so small. And so you price anchored high, you have an amazing conversation, a very genuine 100%. Conversation. You show them what you're truly passionate about and your values, that you believe in changing lives. This is how you do it. You show them how expensive it is, and then you disqualify them from it, which is a very honest thing to do for somebody who it's not a good fit for. And they appreciate that. You'll initially sticker shock them, and you have so much belief, so much certainty, and you just say that price, and then you say that's not for you, and it's such an amazing moment. And then you just show them your other stuff, right? The stuff that you need to prescribe to them, and it's just it's fantastic. This is how you can close at 100%.
100%.
I love it.
We kept it tight, man. This is one we're sending this one to everyone we know. Because seriously, guys, with the and we'll get into this in another podcast. Leads aren't coming in right now, so why not have great conversations with every single one of them? Prescribe the solution that they need, and seriously, like 99.9% of people, they're going to do something, and that's what your obligation is. Every single person that comes and talks with you, you have to have into the mindset. No matter what, they're going to take some action today.
Absolutely.
And if you go into with that mindset, they're going to start something.
Absolutely. So guys, I hope you pick up some awesome tips. Like, you have to do this. Dave just mentioned it. Ever since the iOS updates and everything like that, Facebook is, for 99% of gym owners out there, has turned into a crapshoot. I know it's scary out there. I know these leads are scarce. I know they're expensive. I know they're unqualified. And I know for anybody relying on a high volume group model, it's really friggin' scary. Because you have to have a high ticket transformation option of some type. Because even if you only close one or two, guys, you can bring in $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 in two closes. And when's the last time you brought that in new business in a month anyways? This can save you, but this has saved a lot of gyms that we worked with. That they have just told us, like, yeah, if we didn't do this and we didn't start with you guys a few months ago, we wouldn't be in business today. So this stuff is important. You have to do this. You have to do this. So If that sounds like you, if you've been nodding along to anything in this and be like, wow, that makes sense. Yes, I need to do that. I need to learn how to do that. Guys, go to ptlegends.com. Go to ptlegends.com. You can fill in your email and we can book a call and we can show you a peek behind the curtains on like how we actually do this specifically for a gym that is your business model, whether you're heavy PT, semi-private, group, anything. We'll show you what you need to be doing in order to get started to do that. So that's about it.
That is it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week on the PT Legends podcast. Dave and myself, Scott, would love to thank you for tuning in and listening to the PT Legends podcast. You can get direct access to us by joining our free Facebook group. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/7-figure personal trainer. That's 7-figure personal trainer with the number 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can keep on learning and keep on living. Finally, if you picked up any tips whatsoever in this episode that you found helpful, be sure to leave us a review and tell us what you like best about it. Can't wait to see you on the next episode.